This is it, folks. This is the one for all the marbles. Alliance versus Team Empire in the decisive Game 3 to determine who will move on into the finals tomorrow of the GG.BET Birmingham Invitational. A spotted ESL is on the line. What's it gonna take to get one of these teams over the top, Liz?
It's gonna take many things, many different things. Most importantly, not Razor on Kodos, in my opinion. Give that guy something that he loves playing. Let him have fun. He's a kid. Yo, I just want to expand on this. Like, why? Do you remember? Okay, I don't know if you played Dota when you were super young. When I was a kid, I played Warcraft 3. I would learn so much in a span of a day as a kid because I loved it with all my heart. I would think about it so much. Every day, like I'd go to school, there are girls around me, pretty, they want to hang out. In my mind, I'm like, what if I skill Immolation on Anti-Mage first instead of Mana Burn or some stupid stuff like that? When you're a kid, you have so much willpower, right? And so much love for the game that you learn it so fast. Give this guy a fun hero that he loves playing. Give him what he has learned. Don't put him in an awkward scenario here, like in the semifinals.
Yeah. It's similar to, I always use like Sumail swapping offlane as an example of this concept of what style of mid people are good at and like to play. Sure, Kodos could, Sumail could be these Viper, DK, Razor players. That's just not what they're made out to be. They want to style on people. They want to have fun, as you so aptly put. And I would agree wholeheartedly. And I think as well, saving his hero perhaps for later areas of the draft could prove effective. I think when he gets like the late pick Storms and maybe even a Quap that's been consistently banned out, the DP's the only one I really want to see Kodos first two'd.
They opened up differently though. They opened up with the Doom and the Shadow Shaman. Grimstroke hasn't been banned out, and I believe that's maybe not. They're gonna go with Winter Wyvern instead. I like it more than Grimstroke because Grimstroke for me right now is a trap. Like you pick that hero, you think, all right, we have these cool combinations, double Doom, double Hex, double Shackle. Most likely you're not going to get all those combinations in many team fights, and then you're just going to feel very lackluster in the laning stage and afterwards, because that hero was so good because he was really strong in the laning stage. The Inkswell and the first spell Stroke of Fate were so strong, but they got nerfed hard.
The problem is he's like a booster to a draft. He doesn't really accomplish things himself. When you already have the Rasta, I think you do what a lot of teams in China are also going for nowadays, which is to combine this hard catch and lockdown support with a save. You know, we see, I've seen Oracle Lion as an example. Here we have the Wyvern Shaman. Both great. And when you think about a troll, it's all about the BKB window, the ult window. If you just pop your ult on top of them,
Wyvern,
that's it.
Wyvern is basically, I believe, picked here because of that, most importantly. You have that. Just use the ult on him when he goes ham, and that's it. If he pops his ult, you pop yours, and you're trading position 1 for position 5 ults.
It's also really cool because all 3 heroes Empire's picked into the overall first pick Oracle have spells they can cast that are not cleansable by either False Promise or the Q. So, yeah, you might be able to save a guy that gets doomed for a little bit, but he'll always be able to chase you down after.
They have the Earth Spirit, though. They have the Earth Spirit. I mean, Alliance went back to their comfort zone completely, I believe, in this game. Like,
I feel like both teams have. I think we'll have our first like truly even test. I guess the game 1 was even, but it was just awkward for me to watch. Felt like Empire just was the only team really making plays. Alliance had a wake-up call and took it to him in game 2.
It felt like almost they are playing with the stand-in carry, right? And you are giving him his hero. Madara is playing that anti-mage, but you're not as strict towards him as you might have been to your own carry. Like, if Mickey was there, maybe they would say, like, get your ass here, man. We need this fight. And
or maybe he would have had the confidence to say, yo, guys, stop feeding. Because I want to fight when I get this item. And it's tough. I would agree. And I just also feel like, I don't want to call them do-nothing heroes, but the AMs and the Life Stealers in poor matchups just don't feel nearly as powerful as some of these cores, like the Morphling that we saw in Game 1, where, sure, you'd like to farm side lanes for some time, but at least you threaten structures, too. So if you're left alone in a lane, you're going to go beat on it for, like, that 130 auto-attack damage a double Wraithband Treads Morph has. It allows you to do things with that space, not just say, oh, well, guys, I got more net worth.
Yep.
And it's a great hero against the troll, too, especially with the Scotty Rush that we've seen throughout this entire tournament on morphs.
Like also kiting troll is super good. Even if he goes for E-blade, it's not that bad here. You can blow up the Oracle. You can use it on troll when he goes insane too. So overall, let's see what LI. Oh, Storm Spirit.
Could have expected that one. And I know Storm into Doom does seem a bit weird, but
it's hard.
If you ever talk to Blitz about this, the Storm expert, he always says, and Sumel would echo this, that you don't mind it as much as other heroes because the cast animation on Doom is so high, and it's not the sort of hero. You might die to Doom once or twice in the game, sure, but it's not the same as being hunted by a true stopper. Plus, the offensive capability of Storm in this game, you needed reach. You needed some method of killing these supports and getting on top of the morph lane.
I just want to see an Orchid on this Storm as soon as possible. You can jump behind on the Wyvern, on the Shadow Shaman, on the Morphling even. Like last few days, we've been seeing Kaya's, Bloodstones.
Kaya into Bloodstone at that.
And by the time you get those items, you're just useless. It's like waiting for a thing that's never going to come. Like your time never gets there because by the time you get those items, they have too many save.
It's weird, right? Because you'd think it's like it's safer to go for the Kaya Bloodstone, have more HP. But when you're against a Doom, you're against a Rasta, there's so much lockdown on the enemy side, you will probably die anyway. The Orchid actually keeps you safer, in a sense, because it allows you to play aggressively and actually find kills on these supports.
Defense, right? That's basically the motto for this Storm, and I believe they're going to play it this way. Also, one more thing. We were talking about Doom versus Storm. Yeah, it's hard for Doom to... Without Shadowblade, it's super hard to actually catch Storm. Or if you have, like, Blink Stun Centaur, that's possible. But it's not about the Doom. I believe you have the Shadow Shaman and the Winter Wyvern to catch him instead. This Rasta is going to be that position 4. And with Aetherlance, it's super easy to catch Storm, like, from distance with hacks or shackles. He does have saves with Oracle, though, but still.
Yeah, it's funny, whenever I see Earth Spirit, I always want another one. That's to me like the best combination. You want to combine Weaver is acceptable as well, but whenever you have a high reach support, you want a core that he can play around because now Storm can be zipping in as the roll comes out, and you immediately simultaneously just bust on somebody.
What's left in Alliance's pool though? There's LC that they love playing on offlane for Boxy.
Would be another cleanse. It's quite nice.
Besides that, what's left? There's Centaur, but.
Maybe a Pugna? Bit awkward. Clockwork could be solid, but very weak in the laning phase against Morphling. I'd love a hero that gave vision, because you got Storm, you have Earth Spirit. Give them the ability to jump. They need to see people to do so. A Rocket could be enough to just find kills on any of the final 3 selections of Empire. And should have guessed it, I suppose. You at least have some hard initiation.
They played it a few times.
Now Empire, what do you go for here? You also need a mid laner. It's Kodos. It's the last pick hero. You see your matchup. What do they give the young star?
10 seconds remaining.
There's no DP. That'd be excellent. A Yule's hero is so good here.
They definitely need Yules. Just counter that axe with one single item.
Oh, is it Lina then? It's a tough Lina game, but you do have a lot of beef and things
like
to protect you.
In the lane, you're decent, but then...
Oh,
there we go. That's fun. At least, if nothing else, they gave him a fun hero, and he loves playing that Invoker. So, also, this could be your Quas Vex Walker that just creates space for the Morphling. I would love this to be a Quas Vex Walker.
Me too.
Works so well versus the Storm Spirit. Would be a tempo controller. And I think it needs to be. Bottom line, it needs to be that. As if it's not.
Also, if you have Quasvex, like you play around with the Rust and the Doom so well, and Doom is also a offlaner that will certainly scale the Devour talent you pick up later on. You're going to be able to supply that damage that you would look to an Exort Invoker to provide if you had something that was perhaps not as powerful as the game continued. Love the last pick. I feel like we have a draft worthy of the game 3. Both 1 and 2 were a bit disappointing to watch, but I think this one has something that...
both of these teams, they drafted their comfort zone. Don't be fooled, Invoker has been played by Empire, by Kodos many times before. He is an exceptionally good Invoker player, and in this game, I think it's good that they saved that last pick for him because they found the right hero that fits the game too. So it's gonna
cool. As we drop into it, who you feeling?
I'd still say I'd favor Empire a little bit.
Really?
Like, that second game, demonstrated to me that Alliance perhaps is still the better team strategically and that they move across the map better. Like that first game was just something that they didn't adapt to the anti-mage properly, I think, or the anti-mage didn't adapt to them. However, at the same time, I feel that they might be in their comfort zone a bit too much in this third game, Empire that is. And Storm, to be honest, bottom line is I'm not sold on the Storm pick, even in a game such as this one in which it's a really good Storm game. I'm still waiting to see a Storm perform well and win a game.
I think it's like a iffy Storm game. It's more that he is like the hero they needed as a tool to be able to actually find kills on the back line of Empire. The question is just going to be, is his laning phase going to be strong enough? And is it easier for them to execute their draft concept in comparison to Empire, where I feel like if you land one Wyvern ult or a Doom goes off on a target to open a fight and Alliance isn't completely prepared, they could just get wiped because you're in this scenario where you just don't have the same tools to make team fights happen until that acts as a blink dagger. And even then, you're reliant upon multi-man taunts to make anything happen. If this is a Quaswex Invoker, the counter initiation potential is going to be nuts.
Versus everything. Versus the Storm, versus the Axe. We talked about
it's such good synergy with Wyvern too. You drop the EMP or the Ice Wall on top of the ult. It's just like, what now?
Yeah, we talked about Axe and how someone needs to buy Yules. You can do that on Invoker. You don't necessarily have to. You have your own Tornado to toss up, toss about. So
it's built in. Look at Troll doing a little bit of the stanky leg. Not sure what that walking pose is. I hope he's not stepping like that, because you really hurt your ankles.
That's me in the club right there.
Yeah, I've seen you recently in the club, and it was
it's not much better than it's pretty accurate, right?
The facial expression specifically. Very Slavic look on his face.
That's the dance. That's the dance. All right. We're going to have actually a Troll, Madara, rotating to the bottom lane right now. And the Axe is going top. You know what? We were talking about how important it is for this Storm to have a good game so he can get these pick-offs on Morphling, on Rasta, on Wyvern. At the same time, I think your Axe, if he suffers in the laning stage, that hero is just done. And putting him on the safe lane versus the Doom might help out with that.
Yeah, we'll see. A lot of it's going to come down to this mid lane. I feel like Empire knows this. Check out the warding on both ends to try and ensure that Taiga doesn't get involved that early. The new Storm, if you skill that W level 2 or 3, you can potentially find kills very easily, especially on a squishy hero like Invoker, who starts to take over lanes once you get up to level 4, level 5. But those early levels, very susceptible to being rotated on.
Yeah, it's hard to skill pull, however, because then you really hurt your farm as a Storm, so
it's true.
Let's see.
You can see a bit weird. Look at Alliance, not kind of giving the runes away, but Taiga will do a nice little step up top to ensure that they will end up trading 2 for 2.
You can see that they haven't really decided where they want to put this Morphling. He's still staying around mid until he sees which lane he needs to go to.
And watch the Storm of Koifa doing some back and forth blocking action. Insania looks like he'll play around here for the time being. Might look to
just
try and de-ward. No. They will see this, however. That nice rune ward gives it away, and the Sunstrike will collect the Archer.
I love these wards around mid, by the way.
Yeah.
This is the second time I'm seeing this from Empire. And these odds, much more even this time around.
Again, I think the game is deserving of it. Yeah. Very tough to determine which team will win this game based on draft alone. The roll-in from Taiga, though, will land onto Dream. Forces the strength shifting. Not going to do enough damage to kill him off, however, but a ton of harass. And King R as well going to be punished. When you go Q level 1 on Wyvern, it is very dangerous against tri-lanes because you don't then have any power in the lane for 50 seconds as you wait for that cooldown to reset.
Is huge. The problem is if you're going for Splinter Blast in the safe lane, you're going to be out pushing super hard. And maybe that's not optimal always, so he decides for the Arctic Burn.
And look at this, Boxy just back laning, no problem. Now Wyvern going to pop off the Q. Will hit both targets. Taiga in a lot of trouble. Yeah, seriously, if he blocks the roll here, and he does, Taiga is just dead. Yeah, what?
Yeah. Boxy does solve up, so he's going to be able to.
Keep in mind, there's a Sunstrike, too, that didn't come out, but is always a threat. Alliance playing so aggressively They might even get burned here. Boxy taking a lot of damage.
Yeah,
Should
that
be okay,
Sunstrike
but
you talked about, it's still up. I don't know if there's Arctiburn. Yeah, it's just such a long cooldown spell. You can get 1 kill too, very unlikely. Boxy, however, he's lost all his region. And look at that haste for Seiyu, perfect.
the benefit to Alliance is, though, because they are forcing the defensive tri-lane, that up top, the Troll of Madaro is going to hard free farm, thanks to the support of Insania's Oracle.
I don't mind that so much, because if you consider there's a Doom on the Radiant
There's a
offlane.
Morphling in it. Yeah. They have so much CC, actually. Troll's biggest weakness is that he's kited. And you have so many tools to both break and delay his progress within a team fight when BKB, thanks to the Wyvern ult, thanks to the Cold Embrace you can put under his target. I mean, if he pops ult and you heal the target he's going for, it just wastes the entire duration.
And also one more thing, that Doom, like even though you're dual laning him, he's going to have farm. He's going to go back Devour. Boxy does not have that luxury. He has to be in this lane. And he's lost all his region. And he's in a bad spot at the moment. He's going to try to deny himself, it seems, which should be successful. Yeah, because he has nothing, right? He bought another set of tangos to be able to contest them in this bottom lane again.
Yeah.
This is my biggest issue with Axe if he has a bad laning stage. Just doesn't feel threatening at all afterwards.
Yeah, that's my concern as well. And it's this concept of blink required initiation being a tool your team needs to make plays. And sure, Storm could be the one that gets involved, but I'm not certain that that's the way that this new Storm really wants to play. They prefer to get the mana regen talent up at level 10, max out QE, and just farm jungle until you're ready to rock and rumble.
Boxy.
He's
He
going to
just
go down.
ported here, man.
Yep.
He just suicided, ported, and died again.
Taiga's in
however,
trouble. There's the pull we were talking about. Level 1, still able to chase because of the change. He's going to salve. Not enough, though. And that is all because of Ice Drug, baby. You're no longer move speed slowed after casting that. What's this name even called?
Electric
Electric
Vortex?
pull. Vortex. That's what it is.
Right?
Yeah.
It is. Overall, though, it's good that Taiga rotated around mid. They needed that. As well, I have to mention that Kodos is doing something we didn't expect. He's going, right now at least, Quas Exort.
I don't mind it, though. It does mean that Storm will have this window, especially if he goes for the Orchid that we're hoping for. Invoker likes to go Midas or Drums into the Ags, into maybe bots even, before you go for something that could cleanse the Orchid, like a BKB or a Yules. So you've got to be cautious. Koifa could hit a timing, kill him once or twice, and then all of a sudden, he's taken over the game.
Yeah, another thing that we talked about is the fact that if you're Vex, you can be the tempo controller. If you're Exort, it's like you're much greedier. You're much, much greedier, and it's going to be on this Doom and Morphling to do more.
Yeah, top lane, they're going for Mon again, but looks like it'll be fine. But look, Invoker still,
Oh, they can turn on Taiga here.
Oh,
but
for
Invoker
sure.
has to be careful,
wait.
though.
Kodos, the attack speed slow from Koifa's coming out, and there's...
Oh, good. Deafening blast by Kodos.
Will it be enough? Nope, that is a maxed out, what's it called? God, I am just losing my mind as to what the hell to call Storm's abilities. No, the overcharge, the overload. Okay,
yeah.
3 points in it ensures that last auto attack did do the 100 damage required.
By the way, he just died again on mid. He has to walk back, and Koikwa also got his level 6. So this lane is going to be very hard. That's a double kill for Koikwa too. Like this Storm's game just started off so well.
Did they even kill the Earth Spirit there? They did, right?
They did, but Rasta died and also
look at this. Koifa is just everywhere, man. Gonna get the pull, the Q, the right click. Insania will take the kill from both his cores, but I don't think you mind him, man. Koifa really just doing a great job. Talking about getting active. That 1 point pull, man. I see so many Storms still skipping it. It's just so value now. 1.4 seconds on a disable that you can... you can be anywhere on the map and find it.
If you're looking at playing as active as he is, then it's definitely worth it to get at least one level, right? As he's just rotating across the map, getting kills on mid too.
Yeah. Like
so far, so good.
It's what also allows Taiga to play active in this mid lane. And you can see Koifa, it's just, you got to be so threatened now if you're Kodos. If you've already died in this lane twice.
You know what? Like, it's the worst feeling. You're in position 4, you rotate mid, and the guy you rotated to has no spells to kill with you, right? Like, it's Storm without the pull, Electric Vortex. It's Meepo without Earthbind, let's say. Because you rotate, you try to get a kill. He is just using Poof to farm.
Yep. Now, the benefit, of course, is that so far, as you can see, Boxy, he's got 27 CS, but a lot of that is neutral creeps. He's only level 3, has next to no game, and this time Dream on that Morphling. We saw in Game 1, he is powerful. It's not a life stealer. He's 43 and 31, already starting to beat on that bottom tier 1. Slight gold lead going the favor of the Radiant side of Empire. And a lot of that is just the Boxy. You know, this was the last pick of Alliance, and he has absolutely no game whatsoever.
Yeah, he'll suffer hard. He might die there to the neutrals, too. Yeah, should be fine. Yeah.
It's dangerous. Like, you're winning your mid lane, sure, but are you? Like, 17 denies on Invoker. Yeah, sure, he's died, but...
That's the power of Exort, right? It's much easier for him to last it with the 4 spirits, with the additional damage. Yeah. Madden's taking a lot of damage here. And the stacks are building up, has to be careful. Taiga.
Oh, here's the zip forwards. You can feel it. Well played by Koifa. Perfect, actually. Might have wasted the pull there. Could have potentially gone for another kill on Wyvern. Yeah, he's in trouble. Here comes Dream. He actually TP'd down. Gonna land the stun onto Koifa. That's not gonna do anything.
Taiga might fall though. Oh, one more hit. No, he blocks himself with the 4 spirit. Doesn't get enough range to finish off Taiga. So yeah, they just get the Rasta kill and they get out.
Yeah, Madar going to be going for the Battle Fury as well. Man, it does feel like Alliance has chosen to go more of the passive approach. Arcane's finished on Koifa, which generally means that he will be going for the Bloodstone instead of the Orchid Rush. And a Battle Fury Troll means that if Boxy cannot recover his game and do it quick, they just won't have the ability to make plays that so hurt them in that first game as well.
Both of these teams are taking what seems like the greedier option. You have the Exort Invoker, at the same time the Storm is going for Bloodstone perhaps, and then you have the Morphling on one side. He's just greedy no matter what he goes for, but Troll, he's building into a Battle Fury, so you're going to have 2 cores on each side.
There it is. High reach support. He's going to kick back into the nuke. The orb is there. Will it be enough is the question. We have a Sentry on Taiga. Great Tornado on 2. Might be enough to save Kodos here, and in fact it shall. You can see Alliance a little hesitant to hard commit there. He's so tanky on this Invoker. Yeah, sure, he's died a couple times, but when you go this no boots, double no wand build, it's very difficult to be 100 to 0. He's sitting at 1100 HP, and with Wyvern always ready to teleport in, there's just not quite enough damage on the combination of those two Alliance heroes.
Perhaps they needed another support, someone like Insania to come in, get some purifying flames there.
I wouldn't have minded Boxy to like make a move out of the jungle for that engagement, but he's going to go back lane bottom instead, finally finding some breathing room in this game.
Yeah, as the supports are now basically forced to rotate across the map.
Oh, there's the vision. Thank you, Insania, for the wards. I'm going to collect this free kill on Rasta, or am I? Koifa? Koifa, what have you done, my friend? You missed your nukes, and now you're in so much trouble. He's just going to die.
Oh, Doom.
Wait, did he do what?
Why do you Doom that, Matt?
Oh, the net comes out, though. Dream continuing to pursue. I mean, Dream's so happy, especially with the max overload. Every time he casts a spell as the enemy Storm, he's getting that plus 100 damage.
Madden just surprises me time out. I've played with this guy a long time ago, I believe, in some stack. And like sometimes he's amazing, and sometimes that Doom, I understand.
Kill secured.
Yeah, I understand people being like securing kills, right? But that's not securing a kill. Let's be real. He had no mana there. There was no save possible.
Oh, look at this. This is a hell of a dive. They're going straight for the Invoker. This time they do bring that third hero. Insania is there, lands the root. Will it be enough? The dust as well. For sure, Invoker does go down. They recognize, look, we just don't have the damage with 2. Insania, you got nothing better to do. You've got this excellent vision placed in that top Radiant Shrine area. 4 wards on the map for the Dire team. They can control the bottom rune. Yep, Modern, though, down bottom. Madar is running out of box. He will land the stun. Ult immediately popped by Madar. He's going to get netted, but unfortunately, Modern is still netted himself, trying to survive. Where are the TPs? Hello, team.
Anyone?
Help me out. He's going to land the auto attack on Boxy. The dunk misses.
Anyone?
He's still alive. Hello. Thank you. Invoker's going to TP. He's finally alive again. The jukes, but no. One more. Now he's alone. There's 4 heroes still under this tower. Kodos in trouble. If they have a dust, 3-man tornado. Will it be enough to save him is the question. Another deafening blast comes out. Boxy in trouble. Does not have the ultimate, remember, and misses the taunt. The meteor now.
No one is helping him.
Madara is going to go down. Oh my god, Kodos, a one-man wrecking crew. Koifa now underneath the tier 1 Radiant Tower, but will juke back to the right after baiting out Dream's Q forwards. But man.
Wait, Seiyu. I just wish that Rasta does not have a port. If he has a port and he didn't commit down bottom, like, I don't even know. I understand what happened mid, I guess.
Yeah, King Ara TP to be aggressive in the mid lane.
Yeah, so there's that. But, man, Come on.
It went a hell of a lot better than you could expect, though. Arguably, the most valuable hero for Alliance goes down to Kodos, getting single-player experience.
Versus 4 of them.
Yeah.
Versus 4 of them.
As his Rasta farms top, takes tier 1.
If he had that Rasta there, that's like at least another kill, maybe even Invoker survives. Who knows what happens, because on his own he did so much. Overall, you can see the item build, by the way. We were fooled with the start of his, so he's still doing the Urn build. With the Quaswex, most likely going to be maxed out soon. I've seen Invokers actually just do everything, specifically no one. He just every single thing, buys that turn, and then afterwards goes Aghanim's and plays like he started as Exort.
Yeah, this is approaching the Blink Dagger from Boxy. This Ancient stack was quite nice for him. He's actually going to have it finished up at a very respectable timing, considering just how poor his game started. Look at that. Jumps above Invoker, It's going to be a lot of Dream Darling, though. He's going for a different build. In the first, he went for the Linken's E-Blade, this time opting for the more traditional Mask Yasha Scotty Rush. You can see, this is not the same as his Lifestealer, where he hits a peak timing to start farming like 20 minutes. He's doing it all game. And
they're porting now, though. They're porting. They're going to help him.
Mod's got to do if he can get it off. Will he be able to is the question. Dream actually taking over the Earth Spirit. What in the hell? He's going straight for this Storm Spirit. Now actually heading over to Insania. The Wyvern ulti will be enough to finish Koifa. Taiga now in a lot of trouble. He's going to be cold snapped up. Thanks to the Wyvern and the Urn, that'll be ticking, no problem. And look at Dream, just continuing to make plays. Will get taunted.
Boxy.
Oh, one more spin. No, it won't happen. Now he's in a bit of trouble.
He's just going to go for the tower instead. Boxy needs to run. If he had that one more spin into dunk, that would have been great for him. However, this time they lose 3. This is what happens when you commit on a tier 1 tower on a Doom that's naturally very tanky. And then you have ports on the other side just coming to save him.
It's like it worked one time, but you got to assume that there's going to be backup. And I'm just not certain Alliance wants to be making those sorts of plays, to your point, on the Doom, especially in the bottom area of the map. Like, find the Morphling, find the Invoker. Keep in mind, you don't even have Madara in these engagements. He's rushing the Battle Fury, so he's safe and sound in the dire jungle, sure, but his team, unfortunately, does not have that luxury.
On Seiyu. He's been very greedy when it comes to his playstyle, but he has completed a very important item for them. So I just love how every Rasta player transitioned from going Blink into Atrolance.
He's running over wards, has the Blink reveal. King R in some trouble, trying his best to juke. Will cancel the Blink, but it does appear like he might pay for it for his life.
There's Dream here, though.
Yeah, there's a lot of heroes. He's looking to find the supports. Taiga in a bit deep as well. Now Kodos is in. They pop the Oracle ulti, but King R puts himself down, gets dunked over by Boxy, but now he catches the Tornado EMP. Koifa, he gets doomed in the face. Oh my god, Alliance, you've just been counter-initiated on, and yeah, sure, you've gotten King R, but that's a 2-kill special for Dream's Morphling, and after we watched game 1, this is not the man that you want to have this much freedom on.
I mean, to be
mid lane, hello, Madara? Just stand still.
All right. Has his ulti to pop, but he's not even going to bother. He's just going to die. And they tip him. Yeah,
I don't blame him. Like, caught napping. What? Your whole team just died in the Radiant jungle. You know that they're going to be making moves towards you.
They were discussing what's happening. Overall, though, that whole rotation from Alliance looked like a disaster waiting to happen. They're smoking up to the shrine, going on that Winter Wyvern next to a place that just had a fight going, so they are around still, right? They haven't rotated, and you have wards that to see that, but they still go for it, and yeah, they pay the price. Seiyu as well, that Atrolance landed the shackle on the Storm. Storm got doomed again, couldn't do anything.
They're doing a great job so far. You can see, I look at the Alliance lineup, I think, yeah, we're going to be able to out-farm, and eventually we're going to be super strong. We have an easier time taking Roche. A lot of benefits, but I would not think that their draft concept is peaking now. Oh god, a Wyvern ulti immediately on top of the Oracle, trying to ensure that they get the tower kill.
Tornado.
Is that going to be enough? The Sunstrike? Bang! No! Not enough points in Exor to ensure the kill. Insania giggles. Yeah, thankfully still alive.
They do use the smoke instantly after.
They didn't deny mid tower.
Yeah, it seems like Troll is going to show himself mid and then perhaps deny it while they rotate around bottom.
But you got to keep in mind, there's a distinct teamfight advantage in the favor of Empire. However, no Wyvern ultis. Maybe that'll be enough to shift the scales.
They want to go on Madden again, and you can see that Rasta is running behind the tower while Doom is standing here, which is basically Empire saying, go for us. Like, just go for it. Take the bait, please. Go for this Doom.
He's got max Devour, too, so there's a lot of health regen. 20.5 health regen. And they're going to go for him. Yep, here we go. Oh, man, I don't know how this is going to work out for Alliance. Already the grip Taiga's just dead. Modern chasing for more. He's immediately going for Insania, who has forced to pop the ultimate on himself, trying to TP away.
He's gone.
Should be able to get it away. Will it be enough to save him?
He's dead. I believe he is. Yeah.
Wow.
Even in the fountain, it doesn't really matter.
But like, this is what I mean. Alliance, they're continuing to be the ones playing aggressively, and now Boxy, he's going to get caught again. Empire just continuously punishing Alliance, who greedily continue to try and play on the enemy side of the map. Empire's fine with that. Like, I think the Alliance lineup, you don't have team fight. You're not even playing with your Storm. Look at Storm and Troll. They're happily farming. You can make space.
I mean, they're happily farming because every single engagement that they were in so far has failed, so they don't really want to be dying any longer. You could even see Storm, Koikva, he was down there bottom, but as soon as he saw how the fight started, he just backed out, instantly just ran. He wasn't getting caught again. He didn't want to die again for a move that was doomed from the get-go.
Figuratively, not literally, but man. It's just mind-boggling to me, to be quite honest. I know Alliance might feel pressured to grab some towers. It's just the way, again, this itemization came out just doesn't really make sense to me. Koifa's playing so aggressively, yet, as you can see, the Arcane's Kaya build, the Blink Rush on the Axe, and yet Madara continuing to just rice through the jungle. Now with that Battle Fury finished, 18-minute rune about to spawn. Looking scary for Alliance. You have to consider that
this is the first move that Empire is actually doing. Look,
yeah.
They smoke up, they see Koikwa on top lane, they saw him at least, but Koikwa should be wise enough to know they're coming as he's hiding around the trees. You can see there's even a Radiant scan. He's basically thinking they're chasing me up here. Yeah, he read it perfectly pretty much. And now it looks like Invoker might walk into the scan. No, because of that, he's going to be caught.
The smoke breaks. He knows exactly where Koifa is.
I just want to say that's very unfortunate for him, because that scan, it was just centimeter away from that Invoker. If he moves in, Storm instantly zips out ports, does something. He doesn't walk into the open lane for sure.
They are pushing bottom. Madden looking to engage here. Yep, he's going to pop the Doom right away and just chase forwards. Can you stop this guy is the question. Just beelining right after Madara. There's no follow-up just yet. The Blink on Axe just gets canceled. Long-range Shackle coming out from Sayu.
He's caught.
Will they have enough damage? I mean, the reach potential of Dream. He's just continuing to push forwards. They pop the Wyvern ulti now to continue to beat on. Will they be able to kill Taiga is the question. The double silence comes out. Dream actually whiffs completely. Now far exposed to the left side. Insania has to ult himself, but Madara does live through the duration of the Doom. Taiga as well.
They did get Boxy on the side because of that high range Shackle. Like he was just walking around the low ground, gets Shackle, dies instantly after. But Doom was used, Storm is up. Perhaps they can make something happen afterwards, but they just don't have the necessary firepower at the moment. Like this troll still needs a lot of time before he comes online.
Yeah, that's why I'm just still questioning like the concept they brought into this game, because you will inevitably win in the late game as Alliance, but it's going to be on the back of a level 25 Storm with a ton of items, and you abuse this reach advantage to kill the enemy supports before they get these huge ultimates off. But for now, not even counting the Doom, the Wyvern Rasta provides so much control in these fights that if you allow Empire to initiate or make the mistake of initiating on the Doom, who's baiting, who's asking you to cast your spells on him, these supports of Empire will always be able to turn the fight before Alliance can find kills.
There's a dagger on that Doom that we were talking about before, and from now on he doesn't have to be the guy that just baits, he can be the guy that initiates too. So they're pretty much checking all the boxes that they need to be checked right now.
And look at that Blink as well onto the Rasta, and he's just going in.
There's Insania there. However,
Boxy might be able to land the double taunt here. In fact, he does. The Wyvern came off first, but it does not matter. That's immediately going to be 2 kills. Dream now in a bit of trouble. Takes over the Axe, but being beat on by Madara. Will get the taunt off. Healed. Root. 3-man tornado coming in. Huge counterplay from the Kodos Invoker. Dream trying to man up here, but look at Madara just beating into him. The Deafening Blast comes through. Storm with the zip forwards. Now a double taunt from Boxy once again. He gets the dunk on 2. Triple kill. And maybe even a team wipe as they continue to pursue, but the Blink away just in time. No mana yet on Koifa to pursue.
That fight couldn't have started better for Alliance. First and foremost, that Shadow Shaman thinks he's got the troll, but there's Oracle right there. And then Winter Wyvern, he goes in over the Shadow Shaman to use the Winter's Curse, but instead of using Winter's Curse in a way that,
we're talking about a good play, but now, both cores isolated. Where's the team? Koifa's going to die here. Oh, no. Gets ultimated by Oracle just in time. Insania with the save. Another double taunt from Moxie. Modern in some trouble, but is that really the target you want to go for? The Blade Mail is popped, but Alliance wisely going to choose to back away. They only lose one. They did get the Wyvern in trade, but
they
man,
lost Madara.
Well, what happened there? Did the supports all go to Shrine and the cores were just thinking they could push mid no matter what?
Yeah, got carried away by that huge team fight, I believe. That's all there is to it.
Yeah, and you can see, we were just talking about how you have to win fights, and all of a sudden, Boxy's there to land the two-man taunt into execution on both Radiant supports.
These two fights, basically, he made them happen, right? Like that first fight, he called both the Wyvern and the Shadow Shaman. The second fight, he does the same thing.
Yeah.
They're winning these engagements because of him.
But Empire's got to notice that. Like, that's really the only way you're going to be losing fights at the moment. You just have to keep your supports a little more defensively minded. If anyone's going to get jumped, let it be this Doom. Let Madden just get in there and provide vision. And then a two-man Wyvern will just help turn things around. He's going to go forwards, lands the stun, but will it be enough really to take out Taiga? He doesn't have enough points in Infernal Blade to continue spamming it, so...
Yeah, Taiga might not know that because of that.
Correct.
He's not really trying to kick him and roll. He's expecting an instant... there we go.
That will land. The slow will eventually get there. You got to be careful of your Boxy. King R might have looked to try and get an ultimate off there, but wisely chooses to just fly away. Places a ward.
By the way, that Morphling died super... Well, he didn't die super fast, but they definitely have ways of killing him.
Oh, for sure. Especially with the Blade Mail up on Axe now.
Yeah. So he has to be very careful, even though he's having a blast right now, having a good game on top of the network charts. They have the heroes that are necessary to take him down. I think most importantly, this game is on Invoker to counter-initiate properly.
Ooh.
Wyvern is good too, but...
Boxy in a lot of trouble. The blink in from the Shrasta, and Kodos is here as well. So much damage coming out before the Blade Mail has a chance to activate. Boxy will attempt to re-engage here. Lands the taunt, but the disarm on top, and yep, the last touch from Sayu on that Rasta.
That's an Aghanims completed on Kodos, and instantly they smoke up.
Love this. As soon as you make the play bottom, cut across the map and just play faster than Alliance expects you. You've got this 30-second window, but there will not be an Axe alive. Doom is off cooldown, and wow, they just go. Indeed.
They can. I mean, Axe is dead. Axe is very, very important. There is Storm against you, though. He might try and snatch this. Let's see, because you can see the way they, you can see the way they are drawing.
King R getting up in the face, going to try and, if he gets his ult off here, it would be huge. But oh, look at that two-man tornado. Trying to protect this Roach and keep it alive. So much in between Alliance and the pit. Will they be able to go here? Coif is thinking about zipping forwards, but it's so risky. They will kill off the Wyvern. Stops Coif from getting the Arcane Rune. That's going to be big for this engagement. A huge Deafening Blast Meteor combo. That'll finish the Roach as well. Madara snatches it. He's still doomed, but the Oracle ult is on top of him. May die here, but even if so, he will have that Aegis respawn.
He's not even dying.
Just enough HP. That last heal from Insania, perhaps the difference maker. King R buying back too. Great fight for Alliance inside the pit.
Great fight. I believe one mistake there, one positioning mistake by Winter Wyvern. I'm not saying that it was bad that he went uphill to Ward. I think it was a mistake that he beelined and tried to...
Dream's got to be a little careful. He's switching into a low HP Earth Spirit. The slow will land. They know there's no Oracle ulti. Now Sayu going forwards. Two-man stun from the Doom as well. The EMP that should be enough to kill Madara once. Boxy goes in, but he misses the taunt completely. He's whiffed that, and now he's isolated. No blink available as he's earned up. Madara still with the Aegis, somehow still alive for now. I say that, and he's put in the grave. Now they turn. Who will they go for? Taiga rolling in, but he misses as well. Madara trying to catch up. Boxy misses another taunt. Storm dead on the side, as you said. Dream is a top of a huge Wyvern ulti to save the day. Dream going to reposition. Now they're going to have more follow-up. They're going to go through. Taiga will die. Boxy looking on the outskirts. Blink up in 3. Madara has to do, well, exactly what he's doing. Run to the top side because they've lost 3. Alliance just too aggressive. And they're caught with their pants down.
This is the second time they're caught with their pants down, and yeah, I mean after you have after you have such a good fight, you feel a little bit cocky, you know. You go straight down for the towers, and Sayu, man, he constantly punishes them. If they are out of position, he's there to. There's so many Rasta players that would be a little bit more careful or cautious, and then the moment is gone, you don't catch them, but he's instantly there. Hexes one, Shackles the other. Also in that fight, you were focused on Troll and Morphing. Koikwa died with full mana.
Really?
Because Rasta caught him. Full mana. He had absolutely full HP, full mana. He went from 100 to 0.
And this is what I mean. Like, the Rasta went full aggression, right? Aether Lens into Blink. He's trying to catch these cores, notably Storm, whereas Koifa went for this passive, you know, I'm going to buy a Bloodstone build. That's nice, but you have no method of actually controlling this Rasta. If you miss your zip or mess up in any way, shape, or form, you catch a Hex. You're going to die 100-0 if Insania's not there to save you.
Yeah, if you don't have an Orchid to initiate on someone, at least a BKB on yourself so you can survive. I think they need BKBs on these heroes.
And when Boxy misses his taunt, like there's no real initiation from Alliance because Koif is just being targeted every time he zips through. Every hero in Empire has the ability to make plays. Notably, of course, this Rasta who just over and over finds spells. And yeah, Boxy's going to go in, gets the blade mail off, and another amazing counter initiation. Will it be enough though? The Glimmer Cape on top, but the Doom on Storm, a double stun as well. Boxy in so much trouble. The Meteor is going to land. The roll blocked. That's a dead Storm for sure. Taiga to fall as well. Boxy will hopefully survive. Ooh, the Sunstrike.
Great execution, great bait from Empire too. I love how they just converge around this Morphling after the initiation instantly.
Yeah. It's the same story. Alliance continuously takes the bait and tries to jump an Empire core. The supports and the Invoker immediately counter-initiate. All these heroes can. Wyvern, you've still got the stun creep eaten by the Doom, not to mention the Invoker Tornado. Wyvern ulti, his Cold Embrace, they have a Glimmer Cape now. Like, you just can't.
Also, every time, while Alliance isn't really doing that, they aren't really setting up these baits. And I mean, they are the ones that have to initiate, though. You can see it in their heroes. You have the Storm, you have the Axe. They have to be the ones that jump in.
Oh, nice shot by Boxy. But look, again, like immediate, they have offensive and defensive counter initiation. And all of a sudden, Boxy, you're just dead. And Insania, he might pay with his life as well. They will get the Oracle ult, but is that going to be enough? No, the Wyvern ult to hold everyone in place. Now Dream just waiting to cast Earth Spirit spells. The Meteor will land. The Troll ultimate pops. Koifa goes forward. He's going to get on top of the Morphling, but again, the Glimmer Cape keeping him alive. Kodos in some trouble. Very deep inside the base is Empire. Indeed, everyone's still alive. Modern looking to go back in and reinitiate. Koifa's going to zip all the way forwards, but look, he's gripped in his face. Will it be enough? Boxy, 3-man taunt! Should be enough. It is triple kill. They pursue Wyvern to fall as well. One heal remaining, and it is Modern's doom. He gets the teleport out successfully, but man, Boxy either the hero or the zero in these fights.
Pretty much, and that's the player he is really. Like he can be just so good in certain situations. Very talented, and there we see his full potential, but also the full potential of Empire to throw as they went super deep there.
Yeah, and you could see it created chaos. They didn't really know what target to select.
And they didn't have
every single core was in a bit of an odd position, and then all of a sudden they're distracted by a storm, and bam,
they didn't have these compact lines like they usually do. If you bait with one hero for the call for the storm, then you can follow up with your counter initiation, right? But when your Morphling is next to their fountain and your Invoker is on the low ground, there's a bunch of space that's empty, and it's very hard for these supports to choose which one they have to help. Where do they go? You can't combine one single spell to, like Winter Wyvern's Curse. You can't use it to counter both these initiations. You can use it for one, and same goes for Seiyu and his Rasta.
Yeah,
it's definitely
close game. Hey, it's a game 3. This is what we were hoping for. You know, this is a semi-final.
It's a really good game overall. I'm enjoying it a lot. Alliance not out yet. And they smoke under awards, so...
Alliance should know this is up. How will they choose to engage is the question. Do you turn tail and run, or do you want to make a fight happen?
It looks like they're turning and running at the moment, at least. You can see these arrows.
I would vote flight as well. The bounty runes are spawning, however, and Insania, is this really want to be, my friend? You are going to grab the rune, but he will pay with his life. Boxy catches the Doom. That's going to be 2 kills going the way of Empire, almost 4 certain. Insania will try and get his ultimate off. He does indeed, but
you saw
it's not going to be enough. Yeah, exactly.
I understand Insania. He dies for the bounty at least, but Boxy, why was he there? That's my question.
Oh, a perfect Sunstrike.
Cold Snap?
Just enough, of course. The Aether Lens cast range is going to be enough. They will be able to find the kill on Taiga unless he gets a roll further away. Oh, the rock not activating because of weird mechanics with how you function at the edge of the world. The Earth is not flat, unfortunately, for the Earth Spirit, but Madara does take this top tier 2. However, there's a Doom here. No Doom available, but he does have a stun.
Yeah, with that Infernal Blade, there is Rasta. Oh, he just got juked. He just got juked easy mode, actually, as Madara just runs towards the Dire Forest. And
look at this. You have a Morphling cutting across the map. They have a ward as well. Dream Darling with the Arcane Rune.
There's Storm on him.
Will this be enough? They pop the ultimate immediately on top of the Troll, but I don't know if it's going to be the damage. They have the taunt on top of the Blade Mail, however, and he will survive. Pops the Manta. Wyvern ulti on top of the Storm.
Storm, is he going to survive, though? He's dead.
Oh, my God.
He's just gone.
Madara, a little bit of friendly fire there. The active shrine may help them out, but with Storm dead for 70, there's nothing Alliance can do but turn tail and run for the safety of their base.
Yeah, Kodos is hunting. He doesn't want to let them run.
No,
the Yules is there.
What are we doing, baby? You're farming. Well, Insania is going to try and help him out here, but as you can see, Modern just diving forwards, preventing the blink in from Boxy and trying his hardest to ensure Insania won't be able to get the save. And look at that, the grip from afar, buyback coming out from Koif. He's going to be zipping through in just a moment. There he goes, heavy damage onto everybody. The Rasta, the dunk misses, which means he's still alive, but does die to the final Q. Madara, Koif has Stun from Doom. Will it be enough to take on Madara is the question. He's still so low, but it's going to be enough thanks to that Satanic, as you said. Kodos not going to TP. Boxy again with a huge taunt. Saves the day. A triple kill for Koifa. Could not have asked for a better buyback on your Storm.
Madden. He should die here as well. But he does have that Blink Dagger to work with after the Vessel is gone. And yeah, he gets out. He's the only one that gets out. But Roche hasn't spawned. That's
long spawn, unfortunately,
very long,
for Alliance.
Very unfortunate for them. If that Roche is there, that Sage is cheese. That's the buyback. Utilized super well done by Storm. I mean, even like this, it's good, but if you could give him that Aegis instantly after, that would be game-winning.
Yeah, that was all the Satanic on Madara. All of a sudden, he has become far tankier than I believe Empire gave him credit for. You could see they were trying to bite off a bit more than they could chew, trying to kill Oracle while CCing Boxy, while killing Madara, but it's just not possible. They do not have the damage just yet to make that effective, and just like you asked for, Koif will be going for that BKB next item.
Yeah, they pretty much got it on Axe now, I believe, as well, and the Storm, and it changes the game a little bit, as you aren't going to be as weak to Rasta as before, because Koikva has a jump, so he knows they have no vision there.
Yeah, but Sayu also knew he was somewhere in the vicinity.
The Sentry instantly gets pinged out. Koikva saw it. 300 gold away from the BKB, and the game becomes easier for him.
Yeah, it's crazy how fast Madara's game has accelerated. This is the build I was talking about, where instead of rushing that BKB, trolls that can save it for that third or fourth item, notably post-Satanic. I think that status resist in combination with what effectively becomes like your third life, because you've got the ultimate, you got your real life, and now you have the Satanic pop as well. It's just, you stay alive for so long.
The Doom doesn't last nearly as long.
That's true. It does more it does the damage faster.
Yeah,
but
it does the damage faster, but I think you're fine with that.
I think so too, when you have 3,300 HP. And Noracle behind you. Insania doing a great job. No matter how dire the circumstances, ensuring it's one of his cores that's false promised in every engagement. And Dream going for that E-Blade, but feels a bit like his damage output is simply ineffective when you look at what Madara's got. So hey, take a DD.
Double
Roche spawns
instantly after. There's something about...
As if on cue.
It's hard-coded, I swear. That is hard-coded. Double damage spawning next to the Roshan as he's about to spawn.
Here we go. This could backfire on Alliance, though. They do have the lead here, 1,000 gold, but they're walking up into a DD Morphling in a well-prepared Empire. Their supports are very difficult to take down.
Madara goes in, actually. Yeah. Dream, I mean, if there's time and space for Empire to fight, that's now with this double damage.
Yeah, you can see, this is how you want to play it. Now that Madara has this Satanic up, he's able to frontline and just walk forward on Empire, and much like Alliance was loath to initiate on the Doom, Empire can't go for Madara here, because to do so, the supports would have revealed their positioning.
I believe he saw Storm. He's going to jump him.
He will.
Oh, he misses!
Unfortunate. If he had gone for immediately stomping there, that might have been a kill. Sayu's going to go in immediately. A long-range tornado will not catch Boxy. However, it's going to cancel his blink as he walks in the ice path for just a tear. Madara moving forwards. The silence comes out from Taiga. Stuck on top of the ice wall. May end up going down here.
Doom is used. Storm is going to jump in now.
Here we go. Yeah, no initiation potential from Boxy coming out. Taiga will survive in just a moment. We have a bit of a reset here. Modern does pop the BKB, but as you can see, both teams throwing out spells and looking now to back away. Dream.
But the big spell was used by Empire. That Doom is down now, and I believe Alliance is going to have an easier time fighting this next fight. Yeah. You could see how super careful Storm was, though. Even though the Doom is used, he doesn't go in. He doesn't want to risk it. He has no buyback.
Yeah.
But
and look at this. I love it. Alliance hiding the fact that Madara's in the pit. They're going to re-smoke around because they know that Madara's simply not a target for this Empire lineup. No Doom, as you mentioned, which means Koif will have total freedom in this next engagement. Insania alone and isolated on the cliff. If they go for Insania right here, it could be very bad for the side of Alliance. Madara half HP in the pit, zips around.
Though.
Yeah, they're trying to find King R here, who is looking right, not left, could be in trouble. does turn. Madara going to go in. Boxy gets the dunk on Courier, but he catches a two-man stunt, and now once again, he's CC'd. Koifa popped the BKB, but he's still already so low. Madara going in, gets Yules during his ultimate, though. Insania will have to be forced to ult himself. However, the Rasta is already down, as are most of the wards. Boxy pops the BKB, will survive for just a hair. Taiga's so low. Madara now manning up, but a cold embrace is popped on the Morphling. He'll stay alive for just a moment. Kodos is back in. Boxy with the taunt. Will it be enough to take out the Morphling? He actually got the E-plate off on himself beforehand. Now Modern moving forwards, gets the stun onto the Troll. Madara in a ton of trouble. Still has that Satanic ready to rock and roll, but you can see Kodos with that Ags just spamming spell after spell. The Scotty controlling the Troll, and there's nothing he can do. A triple kill for the Morphling.
Where's Storm, by the way?
Where was Storm?
Storm is at his
He
shrine
popped
on
the BKB, I
yeah.
think, and just got crushed trying to auto-attack trade against the Morphling, not recognizing that he simply cannot go for this target.
Yeah, he went uphill without vision, and Morphling was the only one waiting.
Oh shit, they just four-man bought back. Sorry to interrupt, but we have another engagement soon to brew around this Roche fight. Storm's still in the base.
Rinse and repeat. They do the same thing again. Storm needs to join this super fast, but he's on 50% mana, actually.
Modern going in. Madara out of mana now. Looking to fight the Roche, but gets bashed, unfortunately. Modern just walking forwards. This is a heavy commitment from Alliance. I'm not sure if it's going to work here. The Ice Path goes down. Koifa moving forward, trying desperately to get the Aegis. Who's going to get the click? It is Koifa. And they're on top of the Morphling. He's in some trouble. Boxy will be able to find King R, but he lands the Cold Embrace just in time to save himself. Dream, battle hungered in the pit. A bit, gotta be careful. Big stun on Madara, though. He catches the taunt. Will be rooted by Insania in just a moment. King R gets the ult off just in time. On 3, but Madara's already able to finish off the Morphling.
No buyback on him.
Alliance will be able to regroup. Storm zipping forward. Koifa trying to find more targets. Modern will be able to land a spell here on the Axe, but oh wow, he actually kills off Insania somehow. How did that happen? Insania just wandering into his own demise there, but you'll take that trade. They have Aegis, they have Cheese, and more importantly, they have Morph and Doom on the sidelines for 70 seconds as Madara walks up to lead his team towards these objectives.
You have Invoker that's pretty damn good when it comes to defending these objectives, but versus Storm versus Axe, it's going to be significantly hard. Also, you have the Wyvern, so you do have heroes that are good at delaying. I don't think the game is gonna end unless they just feed kills here. But yeah, Alliance in a really good position at the moment, even after using all those buybacks, because the Roche fight ended so well for them.
VP do it many a time as well. It doesn't matter how many buybacks you use. It's all about securing that extra life. And of course, the advantage that wiping out the enemy post-pit gives you.
Yeah, you can see how good Empire is at defending. They didn't even lose one side.
Sayu's going forward.
They have to be careful, though. If they go low ground, this could be disastrous for them.
Yeah, they're trying to poke. If they were able to take that fight just before their banner on the ground, you probably look to make that happen. But it's just too dangerous once Alliance goes up towards those dark high grounds. And the counter-initiation potential, specifically Koifa's great reach on that jump this late in the game. It's too threatening, especially post-buybacks.
Very well played by Alliance overall. With all the buybacks spent, they realized that Empire really cannot take that fight any longer. Once these big spells of theirs, the counter-initiation spells are gone, like it's very hard for Empire to fight.
Yeah, they're going to have the Shivas on Doom soon, a big item. They really need that vision advantage, and not to mention, it's going to cancel the Blink Daggers and just provide the angle of approach.
Those BKBs from Alliance as well are like the basic thing that's keeping them winning these fights. Like you have the Axe BKB, you have the Storm BKB, suddenly the Rasta cannot do nearly as much.
You can see it's this kind of like Doom and Troll fighting as the champions of their respective sides as the rest of their lineup just sort of positions around them and eventually it just hits that critical mass where both teams invade the pit, but Dream Darling just too low, Boxy in a good position to get the taunt as he tries to exit the pit. And that'll finish him off. You can see Modern goes in, but the Doom on the Oracle is just never going to be the target, especially once his Morphling is already down. He needs to try and find Boxy specifically, I believe, even more importantly than the Storm, because it's really the true source of lockdown that this Alliance lineup possesses. In every single fight that seems to go their way, it's on the back of Boxy.
Yeah,
with
the
big
problem
engage.
is they did Doom him a couple of times already in these fights, but they failed to finish him off. And then what happens is Alliance, they just fall back, they wait for the Doom to end, and then they re-engage. So it's pretty difficult for Empire to find the right target to Doom. Even if you find the attacks, finishing him off after using that Doom on him, or finishing anyone off after using that Doom on him is hard, as Alliance just falls back together.
Talking about peak timing for Alliance, Koifa rapidly approaching that level 25, has the Orchid complete. And, you know, these supports of Empire, they've done so much work, but you check out those item builds. Blink Aether on both. Sure, you have a Glimmer on Sayu, but that's already countered by the gem Koifa's still holding, actually handed it over to Boxy because he's run out of item slots.
And if you check Insania, as a good friend of mine said, you can either position yourself good and be a good player, or you can buy bracers. And Insania, I'm not saying he's not a good player, but 3 bracers and a magic wand, that's the easiest way to ensure that you're going to stay relevant in these fights and that you're not going to get bursted down instantly.
Yep. Just the later this game goes, the easier it gets for Alliance to get onto the tasty backliners, this Empire lineup. And with no Wyvern, no Rasta, you know, I don't even think this would still be a game based on how these fights have gone down. It feels like Sayu is consistently grabbing the targets that Empire are able to lock down to death. Madara has a DD bottle, trying to finish up the Basher. Does not have the Aegis, of course. That is on Storm, but he does have Cheese backpacked. Only a 4K lead for Alliance as we approach 42 minutes into this game, 36-27. Remember, on the line is a berth in the finals of the GG.BET Birmingham Invitational. Only one team will go, along with the 8 invited from this region.
There's a 25 on Troll, 25 on Storm Spirit coming up soon. And
I like that Alliance haven't fought with this Aegis. They have no buybacks, first of all. And second, it guarantees that Storm will be 25 before the game-deciding fight.
They aren't truly on a clock, because you mentioned it 15, 20 minutes ago. When you look at this super late game, even though you're playing versus Doom, if you play correctly against it, Alliance do have a better lineup.
It's the team fight advantage that Empire has been leaning on, but the later the game gets, the more it's about these hyper-farmed cores finding pickoffs on the weaker members of the enemy herd.
Oh,
and
double
in addition,
damage on Madara, and they are smoking out of... Yeah, Empire, they want to fight this, but
they know Aegis is faded.
I'm not certain they know that DD is there, however.
Yeah, not to mention a Boxy hiding in the trees, unbeknownst to anybody on the Radiant side, and we've discussed it. You cannot go for Troll.
He has level 25 as well talent, the Strong Dispel.
Yeah.
So it's even harder to go on him at the moment. Has a Basher completed flying in.
Yeah, the big difference is the game continues, remember. Not saying that Morph and Invoker Doom are weak in the late game. It's just easier for the Alliance cores to deal their damage, notably the Storm, who can zip in and out at almost no punishment to him. And if he's able to find the Rasta, he can by himself force the Wyvern to save his ally, and then the cores are isolated. You won't have to worry about the Wyvern ulti for some time. In fact, he might even go down. It's like we saw in that fight within the base. Empire thrives when they have a...
Well,
it's nothing crazy. It's just vision. But Empire thrives in these scripted fights. We bait one guy, we counter-initiate, we wreck them.
And they were great
Correct.
up to some point, and then Alliance started playing the fights a different way. I think it all fell apart around that high ground push, right, for Empire.
But that's exactly what Alliance was looking for, where you had this scenario where, like, 4 heroes on Empire were low. No one was kind of sure what they were targeting, who was being targeted, and then all of a sudden they're 3-man taunted and dead. Yeah. And you just can't have that happen again, or you will lose this game.
Bottom line is, if you are Empire, you need these scripted fights. You need strict lines on your side, right? You have this one guy out, then you follow up, you counter-initiate, you catch them. Yeah. But it's becoming harder and harder to do so, because you're getting these items that are going to enable every single member of Alliance to contribute somehow in these situations. You have the Yules, you have the Force, you have...
And I think it's also important to note that Alliance loves split fights. They want their engagement to be on multiple screens, whereas Empire, they want everybody standing in a little boxed choke point. Alliance,
Madara.
Oh my god, look at that. He takes over the Wyvern, starts to beat in on the tower from afar. My goodness.
Yeah, that's one of the craziest combinations as a Morphling. So he did take the talent to be able to morph into allies. In this game, he can morph into the Winter Wyvern. I think that's the most important one. That Arctic Burn is something else when used on Morphling, for sure.
Buybacks are going to be coming off cooldown in just a little bit. Dream looking like he might want to finish off his butterfly sooner rather than later.
He's not going to have a buyback, though, so...
I think it's important. There's no MKB on Troll, so it would give them a distinct advantage in this upcoming engagement. A lot of gold to have on your hard carry saved. Yeah, he's a 24K net worth, but in reality, it would have only been 18.
There's another double damage, and a Basher. You know, the problem for me is if Morphling does buy out, if he gets clipped by that bash, he's going to be perma-bash there, even with, let's say, a cold embrace.
I think you have to do it, though. With no MKBs on Alliance, like, you just need the damage. We've seen Empire lose power in these fights with Doom on cooldown. If his support goes down here or there, Dream's going to move forward. He's got the butterfly, remember, but the blade mail is up. Already dropping so fast. The counter-initiate's coming in, but you're right. He just died immediately. King R goes down. Wasn't even able to get off a spell as Koifa went straight for him, and now Sayu's in a lot of trouble. Alliance, did they just win the game? He's going to roll forward. It's another kill. There's no Morphling for 83 seconds, though, and that is a double damage troll. He shreks buildings faster than a wrecking ball, and he's going to walk up the high ground and try to do just that.
They have good outpush still. There's Wyvern, there's Invoker, but this time around, I don't think Alliance is going to back off.
Not at all. The Tornado will at least cleanse off the DD. Madden looking to get involved here. Megas are an option. Keep in mind that all 3 lanes of racks are exposed once the towers are penetrated, and they're playing around the Morph buyback. They do not know he doesn't have one, and I don't blame them because it's kind of crazy to think that Morph is actually playing without said buyback. But with Roche up, I think Alliance make the smart move here. They get the tier 3. They're going to get a refresher shard as well. I imagine that'll go to Madara, but it could be Boxy so that he has 2 BKBs and a double taunt.
A Blood Torn completed on the Storm as well, so that Butterfly instantly not really mattering as much any longer.
And I love this from the troll. Madara immediately itemizing back for the MKB because he recognizes that he needs it to play up against this Morph Butterfly.
There.
Yep, Sayu, though, he's immediately initiated on by Boxy. Koifa, try to find this kill on Rasta, perhaps. Yep, there he goes. That's going to be a dead Rasta. Modern going in. Lands a stun on 2, but Madara, he's just moving forwards under the safety of that BKB. Invoker's dead as well. Kodos, not a prayer. Boxy moving forward. He's going to land the taunt right on top of King R as he comes out of the cold embrace. And that's another kill. 3 heroes dead, though Morphling is just about to come back alive. MKB.
What can he actually do? He can most certainly not fight here. There is Invoker buyback, but that's pretty much just to outpush, to get these lanes shoved out as much as possible, because they're gonna need time. They're gonna need time for their supports to come back.
Taiga going to collect the remaining resources from within the pit, and now all of a sudden a 15k gold lead, still down 3 on the scoreboard, but Alliance looking like they might walk away with this one pretty soon unless Empire pulls some incredible trick out of the hat.
Yeah. That Butterfly also, when he purchased it, I did state my concern that he might die with it, right? But at the same time, he
like
went
that, like dying like he did. That
exactly. If you know that you're buying out and that you don't have a buyback, then at least play a bit more carefully. Let someone else scout for you. And he just, I guess he didn't. I mean, obviously he didn't expect them to be there, but.
Oh, another DD in the way, and Koifa just going to immediately TP. They know
travels.
it's go time. Both supports dead. Alliance looking to get aggressive here.
Dream might just explode if he's not careful.
Yeah, Kodos as well has got to be cautious. They have no supports to help peel. Means the BKB on both Storm and Troll are nigh uncounterable. Doom still not off cooldown.
Boxy in a good position with that Shadow Blade.
Exactly. Alliance slowly but surely looking to take control of the enemy base. They get 1 melee racks, immediately moving back towards mid. It will be a 5-on-5. Koifa gets his DD purged.
Oh, they have 2 Invokers?
2 Invokers, my god. How hard is it to play this, though? So many spells getting popped off. Double Meteor comes out. Modern looking to just try and zone. Have his Doom up real soon. And Alliance backing away. They got what they came for. Both melee racks taken down. Their gold lead furthered to near 20k without a drop of blood shed.
Alliance, they're playing this so carefully. They have the Aegis Cheese refresher, but they still opted to go back. They didn't really do anything crazy. No dives on Kodos on Dream. Even though they most certainly don't have buybacks. They used them just a minute ago.
We approach the 50-minute mark.
Alliance, man, they're so disciplined.
Yeah, they know they have Aegis. They're waiting to see perhaps for another item, a pickoff, a buyback that could come off cooldown. Not quite sure what their exact window will be. They are still...
I think this is their window.
Yeah, I would agree.
If
this isn't it, what would it be, right?
There's nothing else they need to wait for, but they wait for the bounties. They pick the bounties up.
Yeah, and they do have the refresher on Axe, as expected. So watch for Boxy to land that double BKB taunt. Most likely going to gun for the Wyvern, as if he's BKB'd and on top of him, there's absolutely nothing the Empire side can do to save their support. And as we check out the buyback status on the top left, you can see neither support on the side of Empire will have the ability to rebuy into this fight, nor will the Invoker.
Yeah, and when
all it takes is 1 kill.
When you look at the Lions, they have enough gold to buy back and travel in, I believe. Buy travels, travel in. Look at that gold. Yeah. Yeah, this is just, they're patiently waiting for someone to pop their head a little bit out, and instantly Storm jumps them. Gets a clean kill.
You can see Alliance still formulating their game plan. Doing it right, I think they're split a bit.
What do you do at this point? Like, you know that you can
exactly
push. You're just thinking about the best way of doing it, right?
Yeah, Madara, look, you Shadow Blade through one end as Madara is trying to distract on the bottom side. Boxy's going to blink in, gets the taunt on Doom, but the BKB was popped, so they immediately are going to disengage. And oh my god, Madara, the Morphling from a mile away. However, he zips in. Is that really where you want to be on Morph? The Wyvern ulti to counter-initiate is huge. Will save Dream for the time being. The Doom off on Madara as well. Refresher also popped by Doom. He's going to BKB once again. Look to Doom Boxy. In fact, he does. Madara in a bit of trouble. Koifa now going back in. He's Yuled up in the air, though. There's no roster for the control. They will not have anything to deal with Koifa. He does finish off King R. There's no buyback, remember. He's going to continue to pursue. Will it be enough is the question. Morph was forced back to re-engage, and yes, they will finish Earth Spirit.
But they bought back the Morphling. They lost the Doom. They lost the Rasta.
Yep. And you can see, as soon as Rasta dies, Koifa suddenly has the confidence to play half HP, half mana up in the face of both tier 4s and all of the enemy cores, because he recognizes, look, if there's no long-range Shackle Hex combo coming out, I'm just indestructible. And Madara, he wasn't even looked at.
I just have to say that I was really surprised by the amount of damage that Morphling dished out with that Arcane Burn from Winter Wyvern.
I'm surprised he didn't stay in that form. He waveformed in and then just immediately got bash chained and was forced to E-Blade defensively, and King R had to save him with the Wyvern ult and Cold Embrace. If he can just continue beating...
I think he tried to finish off the troll, right, with E-Blade perhaps, and just waveform. I don't know why he waveformed in that close.
Madara has 3 buttons to save himself, though. He could have popped ult, he could pop Satanic.
And he has that strong Dispel on ult, remember that.
Oh, true, I forgot.
So it's very unlikely that you're going to take him down. He's just baiting you.
Yeah.
And look at that damage again from the Morphling.
It's just so important they deal with Boxy, who's just been a force so far in this game. Really, the main reason his team is knocking on the door of a berth in the finals if they're able to collect these last couple of Raxes, but still playing conservatively here. They know they have no Aegis. However, Doom used both his Refresher and the secondary Doom, so they know that's not a possibility, but perhaps they're looking to wait for yet another Roshan. It's a weird position. I don't want to say they're forced to do anything here on Alliance, but the longer the game goes, the greater the chance that perhaps you make that one mistake that could just lose you the game. Right now, if this isn't your critical window, what is, Liz?
I mean, there is no buyback on Morphling. This should be the window. They should be trying at least to go in ham on him. I'm not really certain why they are taking their time so much, specifically because you also knew that there's no Doom.
It's a Refresher Doom.
Yeah.
Like, you talk about winning a fight from behind. If Mon's able to initiate and Doom Troll or Storm, really, if he can Doom 2 cores.
They have buybacks. I guess they're thinking like that. But this is Alliance.
So scary.
Like, bottom line, again, this is Alliance. This is how they play. Sometimes they are a little bit too disciplined, to put it that way, right? They're a little bit too careful. They've been burned way too many times with some of their decisions that they've become a little bit... Oh, look at that. I'd be afraid of running into that too.
That's a good point. And I don't want to fault them because for all we know, you know, they're going to take a decisive fight. We're going to look like idiots because it turns out they waited for that perfect timing.
I mean...
But at this...
We'll see. They had multiple perfect timings here so far, but it's not like... let's see, there's a smoke from Empire, actually.
Yeah, and the Doom is available with the Refresher active. You can have 2 Shivas, 2 Dooms. So easy to get vision control, even against the vision placed by Alliance, and they've scanned. They know exactly where Alliance is positioned, and they're doing the long wraparound. Doom looking to find vision. In fact, he does immediately. Doom onto Madara before the BKB as Bounty Rune spawn, and look at that.
Damage.
Immediately he goes down. That's exactly what you got to be worried about. No buyback as well. The Refresher popped. Oh my god, Dream Darling just shredding Insania's Invoker. The Cataclysm as well. Insania's going to be dead for certain, even though he got that false promise off as Storm Koifa just tries to cut waves desperately to ensure that if Empire look to push, it'll at least be through backdoor protection.
We'll
but
see now.
That is exactly what you're afraid of. I don't care how big your advantage is. When you are doomed, you're doomed.
You're doomed, you can't do anything. Yeah, I have to admit, I agree with you because it's one of the strongest late-game heroes. There aren't many heroes like that. There's Doom and there's Enigma, pretty much. Like, when you're in that black hole, you're in that black hole. It doesn't matter what you've got. Chronosphere, perhaps, as well. And same goes for Doom. If you're doomed, doesn't matter what your net worth is, you're still gonna fall. Oracle not being there to help him out too.
The benefit though, the level 25 Storm, the thing that Alliance will always have going for them, also check out the cleave talent on the Doom, is that he'll be able to push wave so easily and control vision. The strength of Empire's lineup is that if they can finally... It's just so hard to get, but you could see they were the ones that somehow got the jump, and it's all because Modern guessed right that Troll was standing on the... I think it was the daytime vision, actually, that gave him the ability to see Troll from the high ground.
And the scan was there, too,
yep.
so they jumped in, they knew.
And just really guessed right, sees Madara, he gets the Doom off before BKB, but overall, it's just harder for Empire to execute that because they won't have that ability to produce and procure vision except for the Shiva's Doom.
And they won't be able to do that like multiple times. There's only so many times you can smoke outside of your base like that and catch Alliance off guard. And when you're fighting in these engagements in which... Oh, another Doom used.
He's got no buyback, right?
Let's see. He does?
Okay, he does. I thought
everyone has. Everyone has.
But they win the gem and the courier off that play. And Jesus, I mean, I'm not saying... Alliance is still in the lead, by all means. But Empire has certainly clawed back to, at very least, like a decent shot at still taking this game. Roche now, this fourth one...
I believe they let them. Alliance allowed them to claw back into this game. They had ways of ending it, of finishing it, but... They were just a little bit undecisive there, a little bit too undecisive, and because of that, on a back of few good smokes by Empire, they're back.
Yeah, like the buybacks are off cooldown all of a sudden, and
no Doom though, no Doom right now.
Yeah, but 100 seconds in both the refresher and the real Doom will be up, and if you check out that Roche timer, it means they'll only have about 40 seconds to kill, that is, before the Doom will be fully online. And if they can take out this top shrine, thanks to that creep wave top, they actually get the tier 3 access, and now they've created themselves an opportunity to get total control of the Roche pit area.
Look at that. He's invised up, actually, not shadow bladed. Never mind. They're not going to go in. They're going to wait for Taiga.
That's huge, though, because that removes Alliance's buyback advantage. It's so crucial late in the game to have the enemy shrine with yours remaining because you can throw bodies at the pit and always be able to be back first.
Yeah, at the same time, though, Empire, they also lack the shrine, so they're in a similar situation.
Yeah, Moonshard eaten. Nothing major as far as itemization comes out for.
Boxy just links in to scout.
Yeah. It's a good job by Empire. They want to wait for these Dooms. They are not yet at fighting strength. They've got to be concerned. But, oh, that's a huge item. BKB on Sayu. Now you have the ability to potentially delete 3 heroes from the game permanently if you land the double Doom as Sayu goes for a backline target. Expect him to go for the Oracle or Boxy as Doom just picks any core.
If he could control Boxy for the full duration of the fight, that would be game-winning for them. Madden, however...
This is no man's land. He's get the BKB off, but now the Wyvern is exposed. King R going to get the Cold Embrace off before the taunt. Cataclysm comes out. Maden's going to pop the refresher, but he actually doomed himself. Both Boxy and the Doom now in trouble. Kodos going to invis and run towards the left. Sayu in a lot of trouble. He's dead for sure. Does he have buyback? Not certain. Oh, what a refresher from Kodos. He gets the spell. Is he going to be able to deal with Kodos is the question. Koif in a lot of trouble. He gets the Hex off. Kodos going to disarm the Storm. Will it be enough? He gets another Tornado. Still on the escape. Tiger going to roll forwards. And yet somehow Koifa, using all of his mana, continuing to chase another aggressive Yule's Taiga, however, gets himself on top of the Invoker. Yes, it is enough damage, but he does have the buyback. Koifa out of mana inside the enemy base, but 3 heroes dead. No buyback, Morphling. Empire. Finally, Alliance take the fight to them before they were prepared. We were waiting for 2 Dooms. It turned out that Modern, only able to get the one off, had to pop the refresher to be in fighting shape, and unfortunately put it on himself as well.
There's a buyback on Morphling in 5 seconds. They just need to delay for him. And then perhaps they can still hold, but it's very difficult.
Yep. That game is not over. They're trying to bait out Boxy. Throne is exposed, however, and Madara is starting to beat into it. Koif is going to get the Hex off aggressively. Doom in so much trouble. Dream going to move forwards. He's going for the Oracle, who will just ult himself. Cataclysm as well. Madara just continuing to hit onto the throne. There's no glyph available. Lotus Orb to ensure that he still can continue attacking. Yes, just staying on top of it. The throne at 20 HP. 20%, 10%. Will it be enough? Madara continue to beat on Aiden. Yes, indeed. Alliance will take the game 3. 42 to 41. What a marathon.
Yeah. A little bit longer than we thought this was going to last, right? Partly because of Alliance and how they decided to play mid. But you know what? Sometimes these decisions that might not be the best for the team are the best for us because they make for a better game, a more enjoyable game, a game that's like exciting until the last second.
I'm just glad they finally took the initiative. It's like you have this small window where you know that Doom won't have both ults available. You've got to fight then because trying to take these engagements where it feels like, you know, with head on a swivel, you're just going to end up playing with half numbers because of the amount of crazy lockdown on this Radiant team. Great Hex pickup from Koifa to find King R there. Wasn't able to get off any spells and had no buyback, so ended the game.
Some mistakes in that last fight as well. Some good plays too. Oracle jumped in with that BKB from behind, caught the Oracle as you were busy watching the main part of the fight. Oracle got shackled, but he was forced out of Cataclysm and the Ward, so they didn't get him. He saves another target.
Yeah, just really well played by both sides, but alas, only one can advance. Alliance will be in our finals tomorrow. We're going to have a quick break, and then we're going to have our second semifinal coming up in just a moment. You won't want to miss it. Tune in just after this.